TV's 1 News, Radyo 5 and 1PH. Residents of Sampaloc, Manila are now gearing up for the total lockdown of the district, which begins Thursday. Camille Samonte is on the ground for more details. Camille, anong paghahanda ang ginagawa ng mga residente dyan?
Jess, nagkukumahog ng mamili ang ilang residente sa trabaho market matapos i-anunsyo ni Manila Mayor Isko Moreno ang ipatutupad na 48-hour total lockdown sa Sampaloc District. Magsisimula ang total lockdown sa April 23, Huwebes alas 8 ng gabi at magtatapos sa April 25, Sabado alas 8 ng gabi. Ayon kay Mayor Isko Moreno, ipatutupad ang mas mahigpit na lockdown dahil sa dumaraming bilang na nagkakasakit ng COVID-19 sa distrito. Magbibigay daan din ito para sa targeted mass testing. Sa ilalim ng total lockdown, hindi papayagang lumabas ng bahay ang lahat ng residente. Kahit ang mga quarantine pass ay hindi rin magagamit. Sarado rin ang mga tindahan. Ang tanging bukas lang ang mga ospital, pharmacy at punerarya. Exempted naman sa lockdown ang mga kailangan magpagamot sa ospital at mga frontliner tulad ng health worker at police. Kaya ang mga residente, naggrocery na ng mga supply na pagkain. Pero kung tatanungin ng ilang residente, hindi raw sapat ang 2 araw na total lockdown sa Sampaloc.
Actually, mas marami kaming mga taga Sampaloc ang gusto hanggang katapusan na. Kasi nga maraming nagtataka bakit mataas yung yung case namin ng COVID.
Mas pabor ako sa hanggang April 30 lockdown na talaga. Total lockdown. Total lockdown. Kahit sa buong Pilipinas, mas para matapos na.
Jess, ang distrito ng Sampaloc ang may pinakamaraming kaso ng COVID-19 sa Maynila. Sa huling tala, nasa 79 na ang tinamaan ng COVID-19 sa distrito, habang 159 naman ang suspected cases. Mayroon namang 458 COVID-19 cases sa buong lungsod ng Maynila as of April 20. Jess?
Okay, Camille, when you're talking about total lockdowns, one primary concern definitely food ration. Question now is, meron bang enough yung city government na food supply, especially for those na mga naghihikos o yung mga walang-wala?
Jess, bago pa inanunsyo itong total lockdown sa Sampaloc, tiniyak ng Manila LGU na tapos na yung pamamahagi nila ng food packs at financial assistance na 1,500 pesos para sa kanilang mga senior citizen dito sa Sampaloc. Tiniyak din nila na may mga sapat na food packs sa supply ang bawat barangay na pwede lang ibigay kung sakaling may mga ngailangan. Jess?
Okay, also Camille, you mentioned earlier, one of the objectives nitong total lockdown is to pave the way for a more targeted mass testing. Question now is, how ready is the city government to actually conduct yung ganoong level ng mass testing?
Jess, kung babalikan lang natin yung mga nakarang araw, yung Delpan ngayon ay kinonvert na nila ito bilang quarantine facility. So doon ay ginagawa na rin yung pagsaswab test. So kapag nag-start na itong total lockdown dito sa Sampaloc, ang mangyayari ay katulad nung sa Tondo, yung mga health worker ang mismo pupunta doon sa bahay nung kanilang kukuhaan ng swab test para sunduin at dadalhin nga doon sa Delpan para kunan ng swab test. Tiniyak naman ng Manila LGU na handa na sila at makakatulong araw ito para mabawasan na dahil patuloy nga na tumataas ngayon yung kaso ng COVID-19 dito, hindi lang dito sa Sampaloc kundi sa Maynila. Jess?
Alright, maraming salamat. Camille Samonte reporting to us live from Sampaloc in Manila. Taguig Mayor Cayetano stood his ground on the issue that 4 police officers barged into a high-end condo in BGC without the property manager's consent. Cayetano insists the condo residents were in the wrong. Jenny Dongon tells us more.
Taguig Mayor Cayetano appealed to his constituents to simply follow the quarantine guidelines set by the local and national government. After the video of a police officer shouting at residents of Pacific Plaza Towers in BGC went viral overnight.
Foreigner, Filipino, rich, poor. The virus does not choose its victims. It does not choose how it transmits. We have to all follow the guidelines of the enhanced community quarantine. Common spaces should remain closed. If you want to challenge this rule of the city of Taguig, that is based on the interagency task force and that is now affirmed by the various agencies after this issue came out, then you can challenge us in court.
Cayetano said he had already spoken with Police Major Joseph Austria, the man who was seen in the video seemingly shouting at residents.
He went to that building 3 times. And throughout that day, the PNP went to 5 different buildings. There were no problems. But in the 5th building, it took 3 visits to tell and to warn the citizens and the security group that they need to stop using the common space near the swimming pool.
Cayetano claimed that Austria requested them to leave the pool area. But instead of complying, they supposedly raised their voices at him instead.
He had 2 choices. 1, to arrest them for violating the law on community quarantine, the restrictions, the regulations on strict home quarantine. Or 2, to do whatever he can to keep them safe and get them out of that common space. He chose the latter.
Cayetano added that there are only 2 reasons that will allow residents to leave their homes. 1, if they need to buy essential goods, or 2, if there's an emergency.
The use of their common space is not allowed because the spirit of the community quarantine is that we stay home.
Joint Task Force COVID Shield Commander Guillermo Elizar also defended his comrades. Elizar said the officers may have violated rules when they barged into the area, but at that instance, it was the LGU's order to look into the alleged violation that mattered more.
Wala tayong double standard. Pag mahirap na nag-violate, huli agad, kaso agad. Pag mayaman, ang daming protocol na dapat gawin. ECQ ito, sumunod lahat. Sumunod lahat, pag lumabas ka, sundin mo yung dapat mong gawin. Anywhere, anytime, regardless of your social status. Well, kung may pagkakamali yung police, so be it. Pero may pagkakamali din sila.
DILG Undersecretary RJ Echeverry told 1PH that what happened is a learning experience for the government.
It's a good thing, no, that this incident happened. I think this is something that we need to discuss with IATF and hopefully come up with a clear-cut policy on private subdivisions or private condominiums, which has larger common areas like swimming pool. We are trying to observe it in public, no? Na walang social distancing even in public places. Pero pagdating sa malalaking towers or condominiums which has swimming pools, they can congregate without observing social distancing.
The Pacific Plaza Towers management earlier said it will file charges against the officers. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
Meanwhile, the board of directors of Pacific Plaza Towers is also standing behind their version of the so-called police bullying last Sunday. However, the management acknowledged that some of their residents have failed to comply with the guidelines, but claimed they have always been reminded to follow the rules. They have also addressed the issue on walkways and have since closed this part of the building to residents. That's on top of confirming that other facilities like the pool, the gym, function room, and chapel have been closed off since last month. Pacific Plaza Towers also clarified that they have nothing against the ECQ guidelines. Their only issue is a treatment they received from the 4 policemen who conducted the inspection, which they say could have been with courtesy and respect. And that's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine in Luzon. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.